We're about to delve into a topic that resonates deeply with audiences worldwide, the art and craft of acting. By enthralling audiences with their performances, actors play a pivotal role in shaping the storytelling molds. To take the session forward, I invite Kunal Purandare, the editor desk, to the stage. And tonight, thank you, Kunal. And tonight, we're privileged to have with us a versatile and accomplished actor from the Indian film industry, known for being Aditya in Jab We Met, embodying Shakespeare's tragic prince in Vishal Bhardwaj's Heather, and many more. With his charm and dedication to his craft, he has left an indelible mark on the hearts of audiences. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Shahid Kapoor.
Shahid Kapoor is synonymous with spectacular performances, whether it's his debut Ishq Vishk in 2003 or the much talked about Kabir Singh in the recent past. Now that he's enjoying the success of Teri Baaton Mein Aisa Ulja Jia, his third successive hit across platforms, I think it's the right time to get his insights on the making of a star, the evolution of a star. Welcome to the Forbes India Leadership Awards, Shahid.
Thank you so much. Wishing everybody a very, very wonderful evening. I do feel like I hope I can keep everybody interested. There are so many achievers out here. I would have preferred to listen to most of them. I'll try my best to speak in an interesting manner, but it's wonderful to be here and thank you for having me, mate.
Shahid, it's been over 2 decades in the film industry for you, but the journey began long way before that, as a background dancer, featuring in music videos, doing ads. What all has it demanded from you to reach this place of becoming this much-loved star and an actor who's known for his layered performances?
Well, it's been 20 years I've been doing this, man. So I think it's a journey of self-discovery. I think you have to believe in yourself when nobody believes in you, especially when you want to be an actor and especially when you're kind of trying to do it on your own. You don't belong as such. My father was an actor, but, I didn't really tell anybody I was his son. So it was a bit of a intimidating journey. You feel like an outsider. I always felt like the outsider trying to be accepted. But it's the love of the audience, and it's the love of your craft that pushes you to do your best and keeps you inspired. Of course, they say that everybody should have a dream. But this industry teaches you that dreams are not enough. You should have a plan along with your dream. And that plan can only be true to you. Each artist is different. Their positives are different. Their negatives are different. Their strengths are different. The opportunities they are given are different. The way people perceive them is different. The way they feel about themselves at different points in time changes. And on top of that, the audience's mood changes and the ecosystem which are a part of changes. So it's very difficult to define it, but I've always believed in myself. And I've always believed in improving, and I've always believed in growth, and I've always believed in rediscovery and trying to surprise the audience. And I think all that got me here, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, what would you say is your strongest trait as an artist? You've been an alchemist, you've gotten better over the years, and there's a sense of surety or assurance in your performances now.
Well, you have to, I think, blank out the noise. There's always a lot of noise. I think we live in a time where there are so many opinions. An actor's success and failure is very, very public. Everybody has a point of view on it. People who are close to you, people who you've never met. So I think what's most important is to kind of have a relationship with your own inner voice. And I think I have always backed my instincts. And I have always believed in growth and change. I think when you get successful, the first thought is always to follow the pattern of success and do the same thing over and over again. Maybe in certain professions that works really well, but I think if you're an actor, you need to learn to rediscover yourself. So for me, it's always about trying to do something different and new. I feel if I can surprise myself as an actor, I'll be able to surprise the audience. You have to always keep them interested. And people's patience levels are very short now. Their attention spans are very short. So you have to keep them interested.
Does this confidence come from experience or the realization that you have nothing to lose now, having seen the best and the worst of the industry?
I think I had nothing to lose 20 years back, man. I think now there is a lot to lose because I think I worked for 20 years and gotten somewhere. At that time, I was just a kid trying to do what I love. What was your question about confidence? Where do I get the confidence from? I mean, you don't really. You go through various phases. I don't know if I can say that I'm a supremely confident person. I can definitely say that I have a lot of, I think I have a lot of willpower, and I think I have a lot of faith, and I think I have a lot of love for what I do. So I think more than just inner confidence within yourself, I think I really love what I'm doing, and so I keep chasing to get better at it. And yeah, I think confidence is something that's, I don't know, I think you should believe in yourself, and you should also have a very realistic sense of who you are and where you are. I think random confidence is not going to take you very far.
Your parents are actors, but you recently opened up about feeling like an outsider in the industry. Why, and how did you deal with that phase?
I mean, see, it's very difficult to get into that entire kahani of my life and all that. I came from Delhi when I was 9. My mother worked for some time. Then I had my younger brother Ishan, and she had to take a break after that. And it was very difficult for her to find work after that because this is that kind of profession, out of sight is out of mind, and then it's difficult to make a comeback. Also that was a slightly different time. So I saw her really miss out on what she loved doing because she brought up my younger brother, and obviously she was a huge part of my upbringing and my work, and I could see all her dreams in her eyes, and for me it was kind of like I wanted to fulfill her dreams. My parents were not together, so when I came to Bombay, I stayed with my mother, and I never really told anybody who my father was. And I didn't feel the need for it because I felt like, if they want to give me work, they should give it to me for the fact that they like what I'm doing in front of the camera and not because I'm related to somebody. And I think I'm very proud of that. I think that's what's made me the man that I am, and I think that's what made me be the actor that I am. Name can only take you so far. After that, you have to be able to do what you're doing. People, I think, respect you for what they see you do, not just what your surname is or where you come from. I think maybe that gives you a head start. But I think people who make it on their own merit are, I think they can kind of get through any storm that comes their way. So I really enjoyed the fact that I kind of tried to prove it through my work.
You're a shy, reticent person who likes to keep himself with his close circle of people. But today it's all about promoting yourself, whether it's social media, the paparazzi, PR. How much of an actor today is real, and how much of it is an image created by his or her team?
See, even what you're saying can be an image. Am I shy? Am I not shy? I am me, man. This is who I am. And I have learned to be as open as I can be, but I also feel that putting yourself out there too much also, I think, is not a good thing. You have to protect who you are as a human being, on one hand, but at the same time, you have to be professional and you have to be out there so that, people can see you, people understand you, people like you, people love you. But I just feel that it should come from a real place. I think whoever you are should be seen by people. And if you try and fake it, I think in today's time, bada mushkil hai. Because aap kidhar bhi jate ho, you go to a coffee shop also, there are people clicking your pictures, you go anywhere. So there was a time, I think, when stars could create this aura or image about themselves. I think now it's just about being real. And what we do for the big screen, I think, is what defines us as an artist. And I think your personality doesn't necessarily have to be directly connected or exactly the same as how people view you. I think they see that as two different things now. And so I think being natural is the best way to be.
Yeah, I'd like to say you let your work do the talking. But you had this chocolate boy image right from the beginning. And you tried to break that with certain films, Kamine, Udta Punjab, Haider, Kabir Singh recently. So what is easier, playing this romantic hero who's probably closer to what you are as a person, or someone like a Kabir Singh where you have to unleash a completely new personality knowing fully well that it may backfire?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that the romantic hero is more like me and Kabir is not like me. I think there's a little crazy inside me somewhere, so that Kabir is existing somewhere deep down. I think those crazy streaks are there in me as an actor. I always chase complex characters. I always chase finding characters which I also don't understand how they are and why they think like that, and I like to delve into that. For me, it has nothing to do with who I am. It has to do with what I can portray and who I can be. And so I'm never really looking to do something that's like me. You know, I think that would be very like, I don't know, narcissistic or something like that, that let me just show myself to the world. No, I think the idea is to be a part of stories, to play different characters who represent different aspects of human behavior, of society, people who are from different backgrounds, people whose brain works differently, whose heart works differently, people who speak differently, people who look different, people who walk different. To me, that's what acting has always been about. And so I will always chase that. You know, I'm not very interested in who I am and putting that out in front of the camera. I'm much more interested in what the director or the script writer is bringing to me and how I can mold myself to become that. For me, that is way more exciting.
You're one of the few actors to have found immense success on OTT. Farzi did really well. There was Bloody Daddy. How has OTT benefited you? And would you now choose projects to balance the two? Maybe films that will be released in theaters and projects that will come on streaming platforms?
Well, Farzi was completely mind-blowing. I mean, it blew all our minds with the kind of love that it got. It kept me employed during the first and the second round of COVID. So I could go to work. So that was great. Of course, OTT is something that has been growing. It will continue growing. We'll have to see where it goes over the next 5 years. I think the entire fraternity is going through this churn right now. We're all trying to figure, what's going to work on the big screen, what's going to land on OTT. Should you be doing movies? Should movie actors not do OTT? People who do OTT, can they be loved on the big screen? I mean, that's really something that we will all discover over the next 4 to 5 years, because we're in that phase right now. But I just want to be a part of great stories. I want to give people a great experience, and I want to be consumed as much as I can be. And I don't try and think beyond that. I try to keep it simple. If I love something as a viewer, why would I not want to be a part of it? So I honestly really loved Raj and DK's work in Family Man 1 and 2. And when they came to me with this, I was like, I love these directors. I think they've cracked this format, which is the long form, which is 8-9 episodes, as opposed to 2.5 hours, first half, second half. That's a different format, right? And so I just did it, and it really worked for me, right? So I guess you should just do things that you really love, and people feel that. I think the audience can feel that.
So who's a real star today? Someone who brings in money at the box office, or someone who gives people value for their time and money?
How is it different?
I mean, people are not going to the theaters as much, right? They're thinking about it now.
So what's I don't understand your question.
I mean, is it the box office pull of a star more important?
Then what?
Then maybe acting in a streaming series or a project.
But there also it's about views. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like eventually success is defined by how many people have seen you.
Yeah.
And how many of those people have liked what you've done.
Right.
At the box office, it's kind of like if everybody goes to watch a movie, the numbers become definitive. But I think over the long term, it is the sustainability of the love that you have achieved for the work that you have done that always stays. Like even today you're saying, oh, Aditya Kashyap from Jab We Met. I mean, I did that film 17, 18 years back.
Yeah.
Why are you not mentioning any of the other films? There might have been some others which actually made more money than Jab We Met. But you still talk about Jab We Met because it stays with you. So I think as much as box office success matters, as much as numbers matter, I think making your place in the subconscious and the conscious mind of the audience at various stages in their life is actually what gives you longevity. Because as I am growing as an actor, those people who are watching me are also evolving and growing. They're at different stages in their life. And the memories that you etch in people's minds when it's their wedding, they are dancing to your song, or, maybe they went for their first date and they actually watch your movie. And those memories that stay with them actually make a very deep impression. And I think today we live in a time where we are watching so much content that we don't really remember things for very long. You know, it's like there's just too much information. So things that hit deep and stay with people as strong memories, actually I think are the cornerstone of any star, superstar, great actor's career.
We had Karan Johar earlier here, and he spoke about the resurgence of cinema theaters. But there is talk among people about corporate bookings, especially since the pandemic when films weren't doing well. And some members of the fraternity even admit to fudging
controversial
ratings.
wala question पूछ रहे हैं, हाँ.
And some members of the fraternity even admit to fudging ratings. Your views on that?
I don't know. I mean, see, in every profession, stuff like that goes on. I don't think this is the only profession where things like this happen. I have never endorsed it. I don't really believe in it. I have never really blindly chased success. I think while you choose to become who you want to become and success comes to you is a better way than I'll do whatever the hell it takes to be successful. Because deep down, I mean, if you're buying success and if you're buying numbers, are you really confident of yourself? Because you know you're faking it. How long can you continue believing in yourself when you know that whatever you're projecting is a lie? So I'd much rather that whatever I project is based on reality. So, I mean, I don't believe in that. I don't think it's something that can stay forever. Like you said, people are already seeing through it. And everybody has an opinion. If something's not landing, people will say it. You can't hide it forever.
But you had 3 back-to-back successes, including Teri Baaton Mein recently. What does it take to deliver that kind of hits now in today's time?
You know, I'm not that consistent. I've just got 3 right in the recent past. I think there are people like Ronnie sitting right in front of me who would probably be able to give you answers on consistency. I think I'm just about learning to get consistent and hopefully I won't go wrong now. But it's very difficult to answer that question. I think consistency comes from flow for an actor. When you're flowing with your instinct and all that you have done and the experience that you've gained is supporting you to be able to, whatever choices you make, you have to make them land, So your experience helps you with that because once you make the choice, it's not like it just becomes right immediately. There are many challenges that come with every choice and you have to make it right. So I think take a decision and then put all your energies in making it the right decision. As opposed to wasting a lot of time making that decision. मैं ऐसे करूं कि वैसे करूं. Take the decision and then make it right.
What next for you as an actor? You've done such few films over the past 20 years. I know there is Deva coming up and there might be a season 2 of Farzi. Are you looking at doing more work without compromising on quality?
Well, yeah, Deva's next. That's what this carpet haircut is all about. I'm playing a hectic, hard, intense cop right after having done a love story. So continuing in the same vein of not wanting to repeat myself in jumping genres is just something that I like to do and so I guess I'll continue doing it. Whether there will be a season 2 of Farzi is a great question. I really don't have the answer. Raj and DK have to write it. But going by the fact that it did what it did, I'm quite sure that they would write the second season, and whenever they do, I'm quite sure I would be doing it. There's multiple other films that will get announced over the next few months. The producers like to take the prerogative on that, and I wouldn't like to, jump the gun. But right now, this is what I'm shooting for, and yeah.
My last question, you come across as very wise and mature. What would be your advice to people with starry aspirations?
People with starry aspirations. There are so many people who have starry aspirations. I don't know what starry aspirations means only. Like,
someone who wants
that you want to be
limelight.
successful and popular.
Limelight, yeah.
If you're focusing on that, you'll never get there. You should focus on what you're actually going to do to get successful and popular, if that's what you're looking for. So learn to do your job, learn to do it really well, and keep working at it every day, keep getting better every day, don't ever give up, and just focus on that, I'll tell you this little thing. There was this time I was very excited because I was doing action movies, so I wanted to learn how to shoot with a real gun, So I tried to find who I could find to do that, and finally I found this gentleman who had represented India in the Olympics, and I was like, okay, he's going to pull out this big gun and I'm going to learn how to shoot it at the shooting range. And he pulled out this little air pistol, okay? And he said, this is what we're going to start with. And I was like, that's not very exciting. You know, like, why don't we get the real thing first? He said, no, I need to teach you some basics. So anyways, we got to the shooting range and the target was in front of me and I was like super confident that I'm going to get it right. And I fired a few times and I never got it right. And he walked up to me and he said, what are you looking at? What are you focusing on? And I was like, I'm focusing on the target, right? And he said, no. I want you to focus on your breathing, and I want you to focus on how you're holding the gun, and I want you to shoot as smoothly as you can. Because with the air pistol, you know, even a minimal amount of movement can, you know, make it go completely wrong. I said, but listen, if I'm going to keep thinking about how I'm breathing and looking at this gun, I'm never going to hit the target. He said, just try it, you know. And so I tried it, and the first time I shot, I hit bullseye immediately. And he said, Shahid, focus on the process, and the result is a natural eventuality. It has to happen. But if you're focusing on the result, who's going to focus on the process? And that just always stayed with me, and it's something that will always define my approach towards work, is focus on the process, and the result is a natural outcome of that process.
Shahid, thank you very much. You've mesmerized us with your dancing and your performances over the years. We wish you all the best. Thanks a lot once again for your insights and for your time. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much. There are no monitors here, so I had no idea how that sounded. But thank you so much for having me, guys. And it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Check. Yeah. If you can just stay back on stage for a bit. Thank you for that wonderful conversation, by the way. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Shahid. I would now like to invite Ghazal Alag, the co-founder of Mama Earth, back on stage. And this time, Ghazal Alag will be presenting the award to Shahid with the Icon of Excellence Award for his incredible contribution to Indian cinema. A big round of applause. A big round of applause to Shahid Kapoor. Congratulations once again, Shahid.
So basically, when they call you here for a chat, you don't get the mic on a tray. The only time you get the mic on a tray is when you win an award. No, thank you so much for this, guys. This was awesome. And, you know, excellence is something you can still try and get your hands on, you know, because you earn it. Success comes and goes. You can't really get your hands on it. So an award for excellence always feels very special. Thank you for thinking that I am worthy of this award. So thank you, Forbes. Thank you to the jury. And yeah, it was a wonderful night. Thank you, guys.
You know, in your interaction with him, you were talking about how 20 years back when you started off, it was all fun and games. Now the stakes are much higher. So when the stakes are high, does decision-making become that much more difficult?
You know, it's weird. It's strange like that. It's so interesting because I've been doing this for 20 years. I hope to do it for another 20. That's what my aspiration is. So you feel like you've given so much to something. How can you let it go? How can you give up? How can you stop, you know? So the chase just becomes bigger. I think your conviction becomes stronger because, you know, you've laid those bricks, and that the years that you've spent is the groundwork that you've done to build the base, and the more solid that base is, technically the bigger the building can be. So if you've been there for 20 years, you've built a strong base for yourself, and then you should just go and build the biggest building that you can without any fear. So I think I'm somewhere there in my career right now.
But at some point, money stops becoming a motivation, right? So what
money? No, it's always a motivation. I don't think anybody in this room here would truly say money is not a motivation. The widest smirk is on Ronnie's face right there. Mr. Moneybags right there.
But how much is too much?
How much is... Listen,
Okay, wait, let me rephrase that.
Listen,
Let me
one
rephrase
second.
that. How much is enough?
There are people out here talking about having 22,000 employees. And I was sitting there saying, so who am I supposed to thank? I don't have any... I am my own employee. You know, so, I mean, I'm not the right person to ask that question. There are too many people in this room who have way more money, way more resources, and who are far more successful. I'm just happy to be a part of this room.
Congratulations once again, Shahid. You're an inspiration to all of us, and I hope you continue to do great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.